Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Maryan Qasim. I'm a medical doctor and a former Somali minister. Today I would like to talk about my experience in Somalia. After an absence of more than 20 years, I went back to Somalia in 2010 in the capacity of a minister, the Minister of Women's Development and Family Welfare. So I would like to share with you what I have seen in Somalia and what was my impression and how I was shocked. It was in November 2010 when I arrived in Mogadishu. I was really shocked. The scene was horrifying because I left Mogadishu before more than 20 years, and it was really a very beautiful city, a vibrant, beautiful city. When I went back, what I have seen was a ruined, destroyed place. Nothing that looked like what was one day Mogadishu. I was really very sorry in the first day, but what made things more complicated was when I went to office and started work as my ministry was responsible for women's development and family welfare. When I have seen what has happened to the Somali family, how they were destroyed, how they suffered, how children and women were those who suffered most during the 21 years of the civil war. During those years, all the Somali people suffered, but those who suffered most were women and children and the elderly because they are more vulnerable. Women became the heads of households. They became the breadwinners. They have to look after the children. And still they have to generate an income for the family. Because men were engaged in the fighting. On the top of that, women were getting raped any time because rape was being used in Somalia as a war instrument. When different tribes, when they are fighting, even they were using rape as a war instrument. In Somalia, those months that I stayed, it was almost 7 months. I was there as a minister. The most sadful thing that I have seen was when the Somali mother, when she becomes pregnant, there is no healthcare system at all, and women were dying for something that is really preventable in the normal world. The statistics by WHO says that the maternal mortality in the whole world, Somalia is the second to Afghanistan. Again, when we look to the children under 5, I think Somalia is the first in the whole world. And those children are not dying because of cancer or leukemia. They are dying of preventable diseases such as measles, diarrhea, flu, fever. Those things our children in Somalia are dying for such easy things if we compare to the rest of the world because there is no healthcare system at all. Then, on the top of that, there is the war. Because of this long civil war, then there was the outbreak of the famine. In Somalia, there used to be droughts, but not every single drought is necessary to become a famine. But when you have a civil war on one side, and on the other side, when you have all those forests which were once one of the equatorial forests in Somalia now are being used for charcoal. Wood is being burnt every day. So there is erosion, no rain seasons at all. So every drought again turns into a famine. There was the famine, the worst famine in ages in Somalia. And children were dying. I can't. Just if I tell you the figures, you will be surprised. Every second, can you imagine how many children were dying? That is the situation in Somalia. Before I left, it was like that. Children and women are dying. People are suffering. People are dying. The irony thing is, Somalia has the longest and richest coast in whole Africa. We have animal husbandry, but the lawlessness and the war and the famine made Somalia one of the poor countries in the whole world because of the instability. Now, I would like to convey a message to the Somali population. I would like to tell them that nobody else in the whole world, whether it is the international community or other countries or European countries or African Union, nobody else can help us if we are not prepared to help ourselves. If the Somali people are not prepared to sit together and to look forward to a way to bring back peace through reconciliation, if our people are not mature enough to seek for the peace, so I don't think any other body can help us. To begin with, the Somali people, they have to start from themselves. They have to work actively through reconciliation in order to get a peace that is sustainable. Then, and only when we have a sustainable peace, we can build our countries, we can educate our children, we can stop and end the famine, we can be like the rest of the world. Our women and children have a right to be like the rest of the world. The children in Somalia, they would like to be like the children in the rest of the world, like in the UK, in Europe. They want to play. They don't want to be afraid and scared all the time because of the war that they have not created. So that's my message to the Somali people. Another message to the international community. We appreciate what has been done till now, but we would like more help from the international community in order for the Somali people to stand on their own feet.